Hey guys, what is up? How's it going? Trade Breakers episode number 4 here. Got a lot of deals, so not going to waste any time. But before that, I'm going to waste a little bit of time actually. Go check out David P. Link in the description. He made me that intro when I asked you guys to make me an intro. He definitely did not disappoint. Link in the description. Go check him out. He makes some sick intros, and I really like it. Reminds me of an old Batman thing with the loud music. I just love it. So that's going to be the intro for these. Hopefully you guys like it and go check his channel out. So let's get right into the first trade here. There's 4 trades, including this one. So Michael Handzus to the Chicago Blackhawks in exchange for a 4th round pick from the San Jose Sharks. I think this is a really good trade for Chicago. They definitely won this deal in my opinion. A 4th round pick for Handzus is just peanuts for what he does do on the ice. He's a little bit older and he has a pretty big body, so they do need that kind of player to play on the 4th line or even the 3rd line, depending if there's injuries or not. But you can never have too many bodies going into the playoffs with all the injuries that do happen. I think this is really going to pay dividends towards Chicago. I think they made a great move here in acquiring this guy. He's really good. His best years are definitely behind him. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of reading this, but I'm trying to add more to it. And like I said, a 4th round pick is just peanuts. So who do you guys think won that trade? Let me know. I'll get right into the next trade here. Trade number 2 now, and the Flyers send Harry Zolnarchuk, I think his name is, I don't know how to pronounce his name, it's crazy. That sends him to the Ducks in exchange for Jay Rosehill. Really a minor league trade. They both play in the minors right now. They're both tough guy for tough guy. I know Jay Rosehill played for the Leafs for a little bit. Really no winners or losers here, just a really minor trade. Okay, trade number 3 here. This one's pretty significant. Buffalo Sabres traded Robin Regehr to the LA Kings for 2 second-round picks. This is how their lines look right now if I just did best lines, but I'm pretty sure Regehr will play right here, and they actually have someone scratched. Where is he? Jake Muzzin, who's actually playing up, and Jake Muzzin will probably play on the first line. He's the rookie. That's where he's playing right now alongside Drew Doughty. So that's how it's probably going to look. Maybe switch out Willie Mitchell for either Keaton Ellerby, Alec Martinez, so those 2 players. So they're definitely deep in defense for sure. The Kings are looking pretty scary, but for 2 second-round picks, I thought that was kind of a steep price to pay for a shutdown defenseman. But when you think of all that he does do on the ice, he really pays off. He's only 32 years old, so he's relatively young. He's actually from Brazil. It's kind of a cool fact, but he does have Canadian citizenship. Daryl Sutter, who coaches the Kings now, actually coached him when he played in Calgary. He's been in Calgary forever. Then he spent the last 2 years in Buffalo, really doing nothing for them. So Daryl Sutter coached him in Calgary and obviously liked him enough to have him on his team again. That obviously had something to do with the trade. When Calgary went to the finals against Tampa Bay, he was actually the coach, and Robin Regehr played a really big part in that. I think both teams won here. 2 second-round picks can turn out to be something really good for Buffalo, and they're obviously going into a rebuilding stage, so they do need that as many picks as possible to get young guys. With obvious rebuild going on in Buffalo, like I just said, it'd be really good for them to get as many players and as many prospects. And LA trying to go for another strong playoff push. Watch out for them. They won it last year. They pretty much have the exact same team here with their offense. Just looks gross. They are really stacked, and with the addition of Robin Regehr, really puts them at top the defensive teams in the NHL. You know, you have, I think, 2 really good defensemen here, and Matt Green. I think his name is Matt Green. Yeah, it is. And obviously the offensive defenseman in Drew Doughty, and actually this Jake Muzzin guy has been playing really good. He's actually named the Rookie of the Month this year. And obviously Willie Mitchell and Slava Voinov, who's coming to be a pretty good defenseman to his own right as well. So I think that both teams won here as well. I think that, they got their picks, and LA got a really solid defenseman. He's actually really good in this game. He's 84 overall. But this game does not matter. We're talking about real NHL. So tell me who you guys think won this trade, and we'll get to the big fish right after this one. Okay, guys, we are back. This is the big fish. You guys see it, Jay Bullmeister. Okay, I'll get into the trade here. He went to the St. Louis Blues. Look at that defensive core. Oh, my God. Unreal. Anyways, I'll get into the trade right here. I will stop talking about that. So, The Calgary Flames send Jay Bullmeister to the St. Louis Blues in exchange for a conditional first round pick and prospects. I say prospects like that, like in quotations, because I don't think I wouldn't classify them as prospects in my books, but for prospects, Rito Barra and Mark Kandari. So I'll go over the first round pick conditional thing. So the first round pick is conditional because if the Blues make the playoffs this year, it stays the exact same. First round pick, yep, it's all your guys's. For some strange reason, if they don't make the playoffs, that first round pick becomes a fourth round pick for this year and then a first round pick for next year. So if they do make the playoffs, they get the regular first round pick for this year, and if they don't make the playoffs, it becomes a fourth rounder for this year and then a first rounder for next year. Kind of confusing, but that's how it works. So the prospects coming back to Calgary is Rito Barra. He's a 26-year-old goalie, plays over in Switzerland. I can't tell you his stats because honestly I can't find them anywhere. Just his goals against average. I can't find any wins or anything. So I haven't heard too much on him. I doubt you guys have too because he's pretty under the radar. He was drafted in the 4th round in 2006. Has not come over to North America yet. So don't expect him to be anything special for Calgary. He's definitely not the next Kiprusoff. And then Mark Kandari, who plays for Peoria. That's the St. Louis Blues AHL team. He's a 22-year-old defenseman, so I guess you classify him as a prospect, but he's nothing special. Don't get your hopes up, Calgary fans. He's a 22-year-old defenseman who they signed as a free agent. His stats are nothing special. His best season came with 30 points. So 30 points in the AHL, nothing special. So pretty much a first-round pick for Jay Bullmeister, or a first round and a fourth round, pretty much. As for Bullmeister, he was a former first-round pick by the Florida Panthers, 3rd overall. He's never really reached his potential in Florida, so they shipped him off to Calgary, where, again, he never really quite reached his potential. But I think he can really flourish with Pietrangelo and Shattenkirk. I think Jay Bullmeister's problem is he was always forced to be the number one defenseman, and if anything ever went wrong defensively, there you go, point the finger, it's Bullmeister's fault. Bullmeister. I don't think that's going to happen because in Florida he was the number one, and in Calgary he was definitely the number one behind or in front of Giordano and like Corey Sarich. So I think that Jay Bullmeister can't handle the number one position, which is fine. Not many people can. You know, they have pretty special defensemen in Pietrangelo and Shattenkirk that can carry the star load right now. So how the lines will look for St. Louis is Shattenkirk, Pietrangelo. Maybe, it's the big maybe here. Shattenkirk goes down to play with either Jackman or Jordan Leopold, who was recently acquired. And then Pietrangelo plays with Bullmeister. I don't know because Shattenkirk has played with Pietrangelo all year and they're awesome together. So it's either going to be Jackman or Leopold here, or Leopold here, play along with Chris Russell. I think they'll send Roman Polak back down. They still have Ian Cole, Wade Redden, obviously. So they're definitely just filthy in defense. Watch out for these guys. They are going to be my sleeper pick if they make the playoffs, which I think that they will because look at this team. Look at their defense. You put another 83 guy here. I mean, it's just going to be crazy. And their offense is pretty stacked as well. As for a little more on Bullmeister, he's 29 years old, so he's still relatively young, but he's a big dude at 6'4", 212. Pietrangelo's pretty big as well. He's 6'3", 206. I don't think Shattenkirk's that big. Yeah, he's only 5'11", and Jackman's pretty big as well, I believe. He's only 6 feet. So Jay Bullmeister easily becomes their biggest defenseman. He's a big dude. They have him at 215 here, but I checked TSN, he's 212. Hopefully that will give Jay Bullmeister a fresh start. I really hope he does. I'm really rooting for J-Bo. But for the Calgary Flames, defense looking pretty scarce. Got to bring up like this guy. I don't even know who this guy is. Derek Smith. I don't even know who he is. And then Craig Butler, I think his name is. Chris Butler. So I mean, pretty scarce for the defense. I mean, Giordano and Weidman are all right, but definitely a rebuild for Calgary, and St. Louis definitely stole this trade. A first-round pick is definitely going to be a higher pick, so I don't know what Calgary is doing. I think they could have got a little bit more for Jay Bullmeister, but I think in 2 to 3 years, if Bullmeister does re-sign, I should have checked his contract. I didn't even think of that. but I hope that he does resign and have a lengthy career in St. Louis because he is a really good defenseman. The only thing that concerns me, sorry, this video is kind of getting kind of long here, but his playoff stats. As you can see here, 0 games played in the playoffs. I was looking him up earlier. He hasn't even played a playoff game in junior. So, I mean, the guy has absolutely 0 playoff experience, which kind of scares a team. But I think that he'll be really good here. And he's got the longest Ironman streak currently in the NHL, I'm pretty sure. Let me just check that out. Look at these games, 82, 82, 82, 82, 82, 82, 82. I mean, the dude just does not miss many games at all. Hasn't missed a game since the last lockout. That's crazy. That's 8 years. That is insane. So who do you guys think won this trade? I'm going to give it to St. Louis for right now, unless those 2 players become something good, which I don't think they will. And who do you guys think won the Handzus trade? Who do you think won the Zolnarchuk and the Robin Regehr trade? I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. I know this video is kind of long, but trade deadline's coming up, so lots of trade videos will be up. Thank you guys for watching. Tell me who you guys think won all these trades, and have a good one, guys.